And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another week, another edition of the ESL Open Cup Asia number 198. I'm of course your Live VIP, and with me I'm joined by the lovely people in the chat, by the lovely people here before us, as well as we have our first series, and we can go over the brackets momentarily. This morning, in the top left-hand corner of Oceanborn, we have our red Terran player. It is Gaettwo. And spawning in the bottom right, we have the Korean Protoss, the blue Protoss. It is Klose. Oh my god. There we go, Pappy. There we go. And yes, we do have our first best of 3 exclamation mark B in the chat. If you guys wish to have a look at the back yourselves, I will quickly make sure that that is updated and good to go. And yeah, also a big shout out to Demi as well. Demi to just raid us. Hope you had a great stream. Hope you had a great ladder session, Pappy. Hope everything went well. As I do have to correct that that bracket link very quickly here. And yeah, there's a lot to go over. There were some really high-profile matches to begin with, but I believe some of the other casters are covering them, and we did want to spread out as best we can to cover as much ground as possible. So that is why we opted not to go for some. The biggest one, of course, as we have a little bit of a disturbance across the map, as we have a Rex expand here from Gaettwo, and Klose is going to be as annoying as possible. But the biggest starting match that I had my eye on was going to be Solar versus SOS, but I believe that is being casted by Wardy. So I think Wardy's going to be covering that series. I believe the winner of that goes up against Byun. So really, really good matches going on over there. And yeah, you know, this would have been my first pick. But as there are other casters obviously getting involved, we will just be, relenting. We'll just look for another series instead. And this one leads into some really high quality matches as well. So something definitely to look forward to. As of now, Reaper does dip in. Is going to be getting in for a full scout off, but it looks like we're going to deal with this Reaper before we throw down tech. Then we go to Reaper goes down, and a Twilight Council is thrown down for Klose. So when it comes to our players here, I'm not too familiar with Klose, I will be honest. I'm not too familiar with him. Same with Gaettwo. I think they're more amateur players. Oh, it's getting into this. Go. CC is going to be thrown down, and yeah, we have casted Gaettwo in the past. I do remember that. We have casted him a couple of times in these ESL Open Cups. I always appreciate it whenever we have some more consistent amateur signups as well. As, yeah, I always do champion people signing in. Oh my god. People being a part of this, even if they're not necessarily pro players, always do love that. Always do appreciate that. And we have a Cyclone opener. Oh my. You have my attention. We do have a Cyclone opener coming in from our Terran player. Behind this is a 1-1-1. I believe this is going to be Cyclones just defensively, just to deal with these initial adepts, but I'm ready. I'm ready for maybe something a little bit more fancy, a little bit more crazy. Give, Bobby, give. As the adepts do shade away, we have our initial Cyclones to begin with. Behind this, not quite investing in too much else, not yet. Stim is on the way. Okay, it's not going to be mech. Oh, wait. Okay. It is not going to be mech. We go straight for a third CC though, which did catch me off guard. A very fast third base here from our Terran player. We'll see if we can get away with it. Back at home, it's going to be Blink. We have 3 gateways in total alongside that Robo, so not an overly aggressive opener. Not as aggressive as, say, 4 gate Blink, for example. It's only going to be 3 gateways here, so we have enough for map control. We can push out. We can deal with these Cyclones at least, and even try and apply pressure across the map as well. Nothing too committed, and I will get rid of our turtle. It's a different tournament. The first Cyclone does go down. Second one as well, a bit of an overextension here out of our Terran player, losing both Cyclones. Behind this, we're doubling down here on a mine drop. We're sending out a first wave of mines. We have 2 more on the way. With that armory, detection is going to be required to deal with these Widow mines. But there's almost nothing to defend. With the death of those Cyclones, we can push, Pappy. There's no tanks behind this. There's a handful of units in the bunker, and that is it. There's a Widow mine behind this as well, but we can try to force the issue regardless. The mine drop is getting across the map. Thankfully, we do have a couple of warp-ins to defend. Shield battery is on the way, but we don't have detection. Up. Do not have that detection. One probe is going to go down. We do have another mine. No, no, God, no! Ooh, 7 workers in total. Ay. At the same time, we blink into the main base and we're going to be camping the production. We could get Stim, but Stim will finish up. That is going to be a massive upgrade here for our Terran player. Third CC is done. It's morphed into an orbital. But the Stalker's up. We are able to avoid the shots. Good control here out of Klose. Can we get a kill? No shot. No. The CC may just barely not burn down as the boys are being pulled and the CC is being saved. The Marines coming in from behind as well. Try and keep this up and running. And it looks like we should be able to hold on. Nah, not even. I mean, we should be able to hold on to the CC, is what I was getting at, but yeah, we have just snowballed out of control. GG gets called, and Klose, our Protoss player, does take game number 1. And a big reason for that, as we were kind of getting into as well, the opener from Gaettwo left much to be desired, as I do set up my cams. But the opener was kind of crazy. We saw him invest into the Cyclones, going to the Widoweyes behind it. No tanks whatsoever. Without tanks, something like a Blinkstalker opener can really get out of hand and can get out of control. Tanks are a massive defensive unit here to try to zone away said Stalkers, whether it's a 3-gate or even a 4-gate. And yeah, without them, it's just very difficult to actually survive and actually get into the mid game and get away with a third CC. Like, there's just so much. There's so much that our Terran player was trying to get away with, and at times just too greedy, man. Too greedy. GG. And now we're getting ready for our next game. We can go over the bracket after the series does conclude. Again, there's a reasoning for our first matchup, and I look forward to it. I do look forward to it. It's gonna pay off, man. It's gonna pay off. I do see some people asking about SOS versus Solar. Yeah. Again, as I mentioned before, like it is like a really juicy series, but I think some of the other castles have that. So it's all good. We have our own series to follow. And this morning, in the top left-hand corner of Hard Lead, we have our red Terran player for the land of France. It is Gaettwo. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the Korean Protoss, the blue Protoss. It is Klose. And yeah, really good punish of what Gaettwo was doing. Again, it was a bit of a blunder from our Terran player, right? Losing not just Cyclones, but also investing into the mine job behind that. Also going for a very fast third CC. It was just a bit too much to get away with. And Klose was more than willing to punish. And it's not like Klose was all in by any means. No, it was just a 3-gate blink opener. Nothing too crazy. Nothing too out of the norm. So we'll see how things will differ in game number 2. Oh, right. Okay. I'll deal with the turtle. Hello, Mr. Turtle. Hello. Those who maybe weren't here yesterday, we were casting the Tenacious Turtle Tussle yesterday morning. That was one of our own CranKy Duckling events. And it was a lot of fun. It's beautiful. We were able to cast a lot of Dolan last night, and I always appreciate casting Senor Dolan, the Danger Duck himself. As the probe does waddle into the main base. It's going to be a little bit annoying here, just poking and prodding. We are getting into a Zealot first. I do appreciate this. So, for those wondering, Hard Lead, I believe has the shortest rushes in the map pool. I'm going to have to double check that, but from what I've been seeing, it is quite short indeed, but no, okay, we cancel it. I was going to say that if we go for a Zealot first, we can try to harass the building SCV on the low ground, because it is going to be a CC first. But it looks like it looks like Klose doesn't really want to mess too much with that, and he does delay the CC for a couple of seconds. I say a couple of seconds, quite a bit actually, and behind it we're going into a 3-backs. Okay, let's go. Let us go. Okay, so behind this we are committing to just a very low tech army in a way. We should be throwing down a 3rd Rax behind this as well, and be going for a stim timing. There it is. There's that 3rd Rax. So this is a little bit out of favor, a little bit out of fashion, but oh my god, it's gonna work out quite well here. Across the map, the Reaper does arrive. Is gonna be trying to get some damage done. Almost gets a probe in the main base. Oh, as he then does shut it down. Good control here out of Klose. Behind this, it's gonna be a Stargate opener. Has Gaettwo seen this? He has not. But 3 Raxes, this 3 Rax opener, this 3 Rax build here from the Terran is ideal against Stargate openers because Phoenixes, they don't really help. They can't really help too much against this. The same way that Phoenixes can't help against a Link Flood. Likewise with Mass Marine, there are just so many Marines, there's so much anti-air to deal with that something like a Twilight Council opener can be much more effective. Oh, as we are not going Phoenixes, we're going into an Oracle. Very interesting. Okay. Once again, have my attention. Do have my attention as, yeah, we are going to be getting ready. Oh, sorry, I'm just messing with some settings. Just messing with some settings, but, yeah, from here, we're getting into a transition as well. Okay, so we're not going Phoenixes, we're just going for Oracles initially, and from here, this should be for charge behind this. As the Twilight Council's on the way, 2 Adepts do make their way across the map. They're going to be denying any kind of mining time here at the natural base, forcing an oversaturated main. But finally, the Marines and the Marauder have arrived, and we can force back these Adepts. Up. Force back for the time being. Oracle comes back in, and it's going to be able to focus down all the Marines. The Marines go down, and now we can go ham in the mineral line as well. There are barely any Marines left to work with. The Adepts, they went ham, and Marauders do remain. And what can they really do against these Oracles? They can't shoot up. Even Marauders getting picked off, and this is going from bad to worse here for our Terran player. Like, it wasn't a bad build choice, don't get me wrong, but yeah, preemptively going into Marauders like this was not the best move. That much less anti-air. There was no bunker either, that's probably the biggest thing. Without the bunker, the Adepts got out of control. A bit too greedy from our Terran, and Klose, he gets a full scout. He sees everything. He sees everything he needs to. Behind this, we're working towards Blink. We have 3 gateways. We can just warp in a wave of Stalkers. We have a shield battery in position, overcharge as well. And at this point, I feel like our Terran player has to work on a later timing. We already have Stim and combat shields, but the reality is that at this point, it's going to be a little bit too late. 3rd base is being taken. Klose, he knows that he can get away with a 3rd base. And our Terran player most likely has to wait for a factory, for a starport, for medevacs, and again, push a little bit later on. We're pushing now. I'm of one of 2 minds. Either we go for a later timing, or we have like a sense of urgency and we go and get whatever damage we can. Klose is being a little bit greedy, but at the same time, he can get away with it. And we can see here that he has more than enough here to deal with the army. Plenty of Blink Stalkers. Oh, where are the Blinks? Blink isn't done. Oh my god, a bit premature from our Protoss, but yeah, it's still enough. Blink finishes up after the fight ends. Oh my god, as we aggressively moving Blink on forward, we take down one of these Marauders. And yeah, Gaettwo is just being punished here for his overextension. Everything is going to go down. And behind this, we have a 3rd base. We have reinforcements on the way. There is no Robo. There's no Warp Prism. So no ways to reinforce on the front lines. But we have a pylon being thrown down. And Klose can keep on pushing. Ooh, losing this depot will supply block our Terran. It's going to be supply block. The Marines have to send on forward. But we have the Oracle to focus down even more Marines. Not like this. Once again, no bunker here at the natural. GG, good luck in the next round, and Klose will take the series 2-0. GG. GG, well played. Honestly, I've never casted Klose before, and impressive. Very impressed here by his performance. And I wish him the best. Wish him the best as he does advance on in the tournament, because he's gonna need it.